Hey guys, I'm Sean, and I am an ARKaholic. And today, guys, I think we're going to tame up some Margies. So guys, before getting into this episode, though, I do just want to throw something out there. I know that most likely this isn't a problem for you guys, and you're probably going to let me know down in the comments, but as you guys know, I overthink and I over-explain. So if you guys don't mind indulging me, let me get into my little spiel for the next couple minutes here. So, previous episodes, we've been doing pretty much nothing but taming, and I just kind of want to explain why. So, I am getting married. Actually, when this video comes out, I will be officially getting married that day. And when it comes to making videos for you guys in advance, taming videos are just a heck of a lot easier for me. It's easier for editing, it's easier for recording and all that kind of stuff. And although technically today probably should be going by kind of the stepping stones we've done here, today probably should be base building. You guys know me. It takes me a really, really long time to go ahead and make a base. So I think we're going to do some taming today. I think the next episode you guys are going to see is also a little bit of taming because kind of my situation with the wedding, guys. We want to get married on a specific day. We want to get married on the 3rd, which is a Wednesday. Now, of course, you can't really have a venue do anything on a Wednesday. We also have people coming in from out of town. So it makes sense to have the party or the celebration, if you will, on Friday. So we're technically going to the courthouse on Wednesday to officially be married and everything. And then on Friday, we're going to do a bit of a mock wedding. And I really hope none of my relatives watch this video because they don't know that it's a mock wedding. We got everything set up like it's a real wedding, but it's technically not because we're kind of already married. But it is what it is. No big deal. I know I'm over-explaining, guys, but I do just want to mention, in case there's a couple of people out there like, oh God, he's doing a lot of taming. It's getting a little one-dimensional here, if you will. Don't worry, guys. Once I get back from after the wedding and everything kind of cools down, we'll get back into a little more variety with the videos, if you will. So just wanted to say that right from the beginning. And I know, again, guys, I'm overthinking, I'm over-explaining, but you guys know me. That's why you watch the channel. And, yeah. But anyways, guys, one thing I kind of wanted to mention, which I think is really, really funny, just with kind of just the situation we've been in the past few episodes. I thought we were actually going to see it. I don't know if it's the one stuck behind the rocks there. But, yeah, that's a female 140 Styracosaurus. It was literally right by base. Oh my gosh. And here's the kicker, guys. It has a kid. That is a female 140. The kid is a male 140. That would happen, right? So you know what, guys? I'm going to completely throw our plans out the window. We're going to go for the Styracosaurus. It's in an easy spot. We shouldn't have any issues with taming or anything like that. And then on top of that, too, we can go ahead and do the breeding because we'll have the male and the female, and we'll be able to officially check out the Styracosaurus. Yeah, you know what? You kind of got me. Oh, actually, that just reminded me. Couple things. First, if I did not talk about this, I have went ahead and named the Equus Bailey, which I ended up getting as a comment, I believe, from Chris, so thank you for the comment. But yeah, completely get it. I know I kind of wanted to go an Irish theme here, and what's more Irish than Bailey's Irish Coffee? I guess we could have called him Jameson, right? Crap, that's another good name. Maybe we'll get another horse at some point. We'll have Bailey and Jameson. I don't know what it is. When I see the name Bailey, I know Bailey can technically be a man's name and a woman's name, but I don't know. I just get a little bit more of, like, a feminine side to that name. Sorry if you're named Bailey in the comments. Again, don't want to offend anybody or anything, but that's just kind of my gist with it. I like the name Bailey, but now that I have Jameson on my mind, I actually kind of really like that name. Well, this is awkward. Yeah, sorry, Chris. I think I am going to change it to Jameson. Nah, you know what? We'll keep it as Bailey. That's fine. Bailey's been around for a while. That's totally fine. We'll keep that. So the next horse that we get, if it has Irish colors, will be named Jameson. Let's keep that in the back of our minds. But anyways, first thing that we need is mejoberries. But I did notice inside of here the mind wipe tonics, and that's something that I did want to talk about because I did get a couple of comments from you guys. Thank you very much for letting me know kind of potentially ways to go ahead and fix the issue that we had few episodes ago with the XP and stuff like that. A couple of you guys actually said, hey, keep it like that because it just slows down the game. And I completely like that too, but here's the problem that I have with it. I have no issue with it right now at level 74. What happens when we're level, like, 115? Like, it's going to be extremely slow, and I feel like having that little bit of passive is just going to help us in the long run. So, there was a comment, and I apologize, I cannot remember who it was, that did list a couple of ways to fix this. One is using a Mind Wipe tonic. Another one is transferring maps, but transferring with a dino, which is interesting. What were some of the other comments? Let me actually pull it up right now. Okay, so the comment was actually from Lone Wolf, so thank you for this. Changing setting or removing mods is a common issue to break the passive XP gain. A couple of fixes are a Mind Wipe tonic, respawning, or transferring off with a dino, and then back again. So you know what? We've obviously went ahead and respawned, but maybe we'll go ahead and just kind of off our character just to see if maybe that fixes it. I kind of want to show this off right at the beginning of this one because... yeah, in case you guys are having these issues. So you know what? We'll kind of stick away from the Styracosaurus for a second. Let's go ahead and grab Valkyrie. And I think we're going to head all the way over to Greenob, probably, because that's where we have one of our sleeping bags or something. And I think we'll go ahead and just head back over to the center. I was about to say Valguero. Nope, we're not at that point yet. We're almost there. Not there yet. So, guys, if you find yourself enjoying this one, and if you guys enjoy the extremely long intros that I seem to do on this channel, take a second and hit that like button. I really appreciate it. It really helps out the channel, really helps out the video. If you guys find yourself enjoying this series, you guys want to see more on the Forever ARK series, of course, take a second, hit that subscribe button. It really helps out the channel. We are at 10,500-ish subs. You guys are... okay, guys, so for a second, I didn't realize it was noon. I thought for a second that was like a Giga Roar or something like that, or a Karch Roar, and I'm like, oh, it spawned. Hasn't spawned in yet, at least to my knowledge. But yeah, if you guys find yourself enjoying the series, you guys want to see more on the Forever ARK series, take a second and hit that subscribe button. It really helps out the channel. We are over 10,500 subs. You guys are absolutely killing it. Thank you for the support. Honestly, it's really crazy. But yeah, we're going to head all the way over to Greenob, which I know is a little bit out of the way, but we do have a sleeping bag there already, and yes, I know we technically could just make another sleeping bag, I know, but we already have one over there, and I don't think we're ever going to use it again, so I'd rather, quote-unquote, waste it on this if we can. So I'll meet you guys over there. I think we'll go ahead and use the Mind Wipe tonic when we're there. Actually, we'll transfer maps first, because then there's no point, especially if the Mind Wipe works. It was no point of coming all the way over here. So, yeah, let me get on over there. I'll see you guys in a little bit. But yeah, I guess as we head over to Greenob, I guess I'll kind of talk about a few things I've been thinking about with this series in the meantime. So, first of all, guys, this is a Forever ARK series. I know we've kind of been hanging out on Ragnarok like this entire series. Again, that's only because this is the brand new shiny map and everything, and genuinely, I love this map. It's one of my favorite maps from ASE. They've done a really good job with it here in ASA. Yes, of course, we all have our little gripes with the map and things we wish would have been changed and this and that, whatever, but in the grand scheme of things, it's a really, really good map at the end of the day, and I think what we're going to do is, at least for this series, we're going to kind of hang out on here until Valguero comes out. And then, of course, once Val comes out, we'll head over there just to check out the brand new shiny map, depending on how much I like Val, because I'll be honest, back in ASE, I liked Val, but, like, I don't know, it just... I know this is going to piss off a lot of people because a lot of people like Valguero. I don't know what it is about Valguero specifically, though, but it never really sparked my interest too much. One of my favorite spots is actually the beginning area. I don't know what the actual spawn is called, but it's kind of like these little mini islands in the middle of the water, and you can kind of make that your whole starting area and everything, and there's dinos over there, easier things to kill, like Trikes, Moschops, Phiomias, so you can kind of build up your character relatively quickly, but that's like my fondest memories of being on Valguero. And maybe it's just because I haven't really explored it enough to really appreciate it back on ASE, but like, I don't know. Valguero was a bit of an interesting time for me specifically because I'm pretty sure when Valguero came in, it was the Summer Bash event. That Summer Bash event after Valguero, I think, is when I started playing Ark Survival Evolved. It was the Summer Bash event that got me into Ark Survival Evolved because at that point, Ark actually showed up on the Game Pass, and I was like, or maybe at that time it was called something different, Xbox Play or something like that. I don't think it was called Game Pass, but regardless, it was free. And I'm like, well, it's a free game. Let's try it. And of course, I got hooked. But, yeah, I don't know what it is about Valguero specifically. I don't know. I like it. Don't get me wrong. I really, really like the map. And I really hope that with this ASA update, upgrade, whatever you want to call it that we're getting here, I really do hope, and of course, I think Nekatis is just going to kill it with Valguero. I don't know if he was the sole maker of Valguero. I think it was like a team of them, but Nekatis helped out. I think Val's going to be really good, but if I'm going to be honest, I'm really waiting for the Nekatis specific maps. I think Fjordur is going to be insane, if I'm going to be honest. I think that map is just going to be light years better than everything else, in my opinion. But a couple of things I did want to kind of continue talking about is, obviously, we haven't made our way over to the island yet. I'm kind of just keeping myself away from the island as much as possible at the beginning of this one, because I'm kind of island out, and I've kind of expressed it in the past. I don't love the island here on ASA, and I think it's just because it's just fatigue. You know what I mean? We've had the island for so long. It was the first map and everything, and I think that's just kind of what it comes down to. We're gonna lose our food. That's okay. It's fine. We're transferring, and then we're gonna transfer back, of course. I am gonna bring the cryopod though. I want to transfer it this way because we'll test out a couple of things right now. Yes, I know I'm going on 30 different tangents, guys. First thing, yeah, island. Not gonna be checking it out for a while. Let's put it that way. And that's just, again, like I said, fatigue. I don't know. I like the island, but it's one of those things. It's like, all right, once you've seen it once, twice, 50 times, yeah, it becomes a lot. Let's put it that way. So we're gonna be exploring other maps and everything. I don't want this series to make it seem like I'm just sticking to one map until we beat it. That's not the case. 100%. We're not gonna be on Ragnarok, beating Ragnarok, and then like leaving. No, we're definitely going to be leaving before that, just to check out other things and everything like that. I'll keep talking about it a little bit later, but I know for me, you guys know me, I like to talk. So, yeah, I could probably go and talk about the future of the series for the next 45 minutes, which I don't necessarily want to do. So, Pyramane, gonna pop in here because we're gonna take a dino over with us. We are all good character-wise and everything. It's in the inventory. Whenever you move something into the obelisk, make sure you put it in inventory. Do not put it in tribute because it's not going to transfer with you. The amount of times, guys, I know that sounds really silly. The amount of times I've done that, so many times. So just make sure if you literally just take your stuff and transfer it straight in, it's going to go to tribute. It's not going to go to inventory. So make sure where it says ARK item slots is 1 out of 50. So just make sure you have that in mind. But yeah, guys, we're going to test one more thing, which this was an ASE bug. I want to see if it's still in the game. When you transfer maps with a dino and then you transfer back, your dino used to get a crazy amount of XP. A crazy amount. And I want to see if that's still the case. So we're going to test that out. We're going to test out a few things here. We are going to transfer, but we are going to transfer with a dino. Let's kind of get a note here. 95,751 flat. That's perfect. 95,751. Let's remember that. 95,751. Let's transfer over to the center and see if we can get to Blue Ob without dying a few times. All right, and here we go, guys. Welcome back on the center. And guys, you may notice there's not as many creatures right now. I did end up actually deleting the center save because, as I mentioned in the previous attempt of being on the center for a few seconds here, I realized that this was kind of my testing map with the paleo mod, with the archaeology mod and all that. So right when we got on here, there was just kind of like a million creatures. So I made sure to get it fresh. And probably when we leave here again, I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. We are going to go ahead and kind of just erase this map. So when we do come over to the center for the illegitimate first time, it'll be a completely fresh start, if that makes sense. So let's keep going here. I don't think I need to worry about the bugs. It's going to be the raptors. Okay, I think we're good. Let's go. Let's get to the Zob. Let's get to the Ob. Let's get to the Ob. Okay, so now, this is, okay. Come on. There we go. Access terminal. All right. All right, let's take the pyromane out. Let's throw the pyromane out. Oh, God, you're small. Okay. I forgot about that. Okay, let's switch you up. Let's kind of run around here. Yada, yada, yada. Okay, he's literally good to go. We are going to pyromane. I think we'll be okay. Yeah, I think we'll be fine. All right. Cryo you up. But yeah, basically, guys, this is what you do. You go ahead. You get to a different map. I am going to kill that raptor. Yeah. But traditionally, guys, you'll go ahead. You'll leave the map with a dino in a cryopod. You basically head over to a new map. You go ahead and just throw the dino out and then put it right back in the obelisk. And then you should be good to go. So let's see if this works. But yeah, it's kind of funny. That video that I did a very long time ago. Oh my God, it's because he's in like a weird spot. There we go. That video that I did a very long... recently injured. That's why I hate that issue. Wildcard. I'm on single player. Who gives a shit? Like, I don't get it. I get it for PvP. I get it for servers. I'm not saying anything about that. I'm on freaking single player. It shouldn't matter if my creature is recently injured. I should be able to cryo it whenever the hell I want. Okay, I'm done with my rant. But anyways, guys, head over to a new map. You throw out your dino. Make sure the dino's in a cryopod, of course. Throw out your dino. Put it back in the cryo. Put the cryo dino back in the obelisk. Head over to the new map. Now, granted, guys, we will have a little bit of XP here because we did kill a couple of creatures, but right now we are at 0.4. Just remember 0.4. Just to make sure, ARK slots, we are at 1 out of 50. Perfect. Transfer survivor. Let's head back to Rag. All right, there we go. Sleeping bag is destroyed. We are back. Let's see if this works or not. I don't think it is, if I'm going to be honest, but I guess we'll see. Now, guys, this should go without saying. If you are kind of replicating what I'm doing and basically you took your creature, you moved it to a different map, do not delete the other map save until you get back over here with your creature and you've saved and all that kind of stuff, because if I basically just went to the title screen and I literally deleted the center save, I'm pretty sure we lose the Pyromane and our character in the process. So, yeah, I think that goes without saying. But, you know, you never know. There's going to be somebody out there that does it, then complains that I broke their game. Anyways, Pyromane 247. Now, yes, it did have a couple of levels on it to begin with, but just to give you an idea, it did not have 44 levels. So for all the people out there that have been telling me this doesn't work on ASE anymore, it works on ASE, it works on ASA. Enough said. Like, Jesus. All right, there we go. Cool. Got that taken care of. All right, we can move most of the stuff back to our inventory. We're, of course, going to move a few things around. Let's get our character all bundled up again. All right. Let's put our hat back on. Nope. I want this. I want this. And I want this. All right. So remember, we were at 0.4 with our character. I'm also going to go ahead and put a decent amount of cooked meat on you. We really don't need all this, if I'm going to be honest. Like, maybe that's good enough and we can drop the rest. Just to lighten the load here. And I don't need that. That's fine. All right, so we were at 0.4. We're at 0.7. Okay, maybe it did work. All right, we're going to hang out on you for a second. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's put down the controller and let's sit here for a couple of minutes and see if that changes or not. I don't think it's going to work, if I'm going to be honest, but I guess we'll see, right? All right, so it's been roughly a minute. Nothing's happened. So I don't think that necessarily worked. Even at 0.75 XP, I do feel like that number should have shot up a little bit more. It should have shot up at least 0.1, right? So I'm going to assume it's not working. Now, I do want to test one more thing. We're going to do this on the back of Valkyrie. I don't think we need to respawn our character. I don't think that's going to fix it because transferring back to the map should have fixed it, if anything. I don't think offing my character and then respawning is going to do anything. But we do have one more option, and that, of course, is the Mind Wipe Tonic. Now, going ahead and doing this, this is going to get a little crazy, but here we go. Mind Wipe Tonic. Did they fix their... What the hell happened here? Whoa. Okay. All right, so apparently we have a lot of different... It's all repeating, but yeah, that's interesting. Wait, does it do it like for other levels, or is it only at level 0? No, only at level 0. That's really weird. Okay, well, we'll see what happens here. Hopefully, the vanilla with sprinkles kind of fixed itself because... There we go. The template thing is an issue, so we'll see what happens. It's kind of interesting that it shows the 40 points already, but... Wait, why is it showing that? That should have all went back to 0. Right? Oh, there we go. Okay. Got a little nervous there for a second, guys. All right, we're going to put ourselves up to 500 weight. All right. Okay, so clearly that's a bit of an issue. Jesus, okay. Now, I do want to check one more thing, because with the Vanilla with Sprinkles mod... Okay, they did fix it. There was a point when this came out that it wasn't actually unlocking the template hammer, so good. They went ahead and fixed that. All right, let's kind of continue with our character here. Want to do a decent amount of fortitude. All right. We'll get that up to 200. All right, there we go. So, guys, I actually just took a few minutes to check up on the pup and make sure he was doing all right, and XP hasn't moved. So, clearly that didn't fix it either. So, here's kind of what I'm thinking, guys. It is going to be a little bit of a longer episode, so for those of you guys who like a longer episode, yay! For those of you guys that like a shorter episode, I apologize, but I just want to see, at this point, is it a character issue? Or is it a gameplay issue? Did Ark screw something up with one of the updates? Or, because I got rid of the Arkology mod, did I potentially screw up my character? And the best way to do that is going ahead, making a new character, and spawning on a completely different map. So let's go ahead and do that and see what the heck happens. All right, guys, so for this test, we're going to go ahead and keep the same settings that we already have. I am going to jump onto the island map because, again, guys, right after we finish this test, I'm going to be deleting that save anyways, so we might as well test it up on here, see if this works. In order to make a new character, we're going to go ahead and name a new character, the whole 9. It's going to be the same exact guy, but we'll call this one the Testaholic instead. And I'm pretty sure with the ARKaholic, I put the at the front. So this is the Testaholic. Okay, so let's create. Let's go ahead and put you into South Zone 1. Go ahead, spawn. Are you the one I've been waiting for? No, I'm not the one. No. I kept XP the same and everything, so let's have a quick look and see if this works or not. And I know I just talked about before not coming back to the island, but guys, we're going to be here for 2 seconds with a quick little test. Yeah, moment of truth, guys. Let's figure out if it's my character. It's my character. Passive XP is working. So it's the Arkology mod, I think. You know what? I'm not going to say it's the Arkology mod because, yeah, I mean, it's going up. Well, that's annoying. Now, I don't know, and I can't definitively say if it was because we took the archaeology mod off, but I can only assume it could potentially... Hey, Styracosaurus. It could potentially be because I put myself with 0 XP. You know what? Screw it. Let's test it. Why not? Let's just test it on this character. All right, so just to replicate it and to show off exactly what I did, I changed this to 0 XP, right? That's all I did. I went save settings, single player. We're going to jump back into the island. Okay, so somehow we unlocked 231 engrams, which is very strange. Oh my god, is this 231 of them right here? That's actually really funny. Okay, so we're at 0 XP, so this should not be moving at all, clearly. Okay, so 2.2 out of 5. Perfect, okay. Save game again. Exit to main menu. Let's go back over to game rules and change this back to 0.75. All right, we're going to save settings again, and we're going to jump back into single player. Now, theoretically, the XP bar should go back and move again to what it was before. If it doesn't, then clearly it was because I did 0 XP. Okay, so it's working. Interesting. So now, I think we could potentially conclude, not that it solely had anything to do with the archaeology mod, but I think the combination of killing those alpha creatures with the GCM gun, that probably screwed things up. Okay, so it's not a game issue. It seems to be a character issue, but maybe that's fine if we die. It is what it is. We're losing the save anyways. Maybe, potentially... I'm really interested that seagulls do this now. They get you like really close to death and then they magically lose aggro. I don't get it. But anyways, I don't even know what I was saying. Maybe because we did this little test, maybe our character is now going to be fixed. I don't know, but we're going to go ahead. We're going to save game, exit menu. And we're going to jump back onto Rag and see if potentially we're fixed again. I don't know. What if I run the test on Rag again? Like, put it to 0 XP, then put it back to 0.75. I know we're taking a lot of time in this episode to do this, but if there's any of you that are having this issue out there, I want to see if there is a way to fix it, or did we potentially screw up our character for the rest of the series? Which, that's a big concern, if I'm going to be honest. Because like I said before, I'm okay at level 74 having this issue. It worked. 0.1. You guys saw that it just moved, right? Why is it not moving again? No, don't give me that. Game, don't do this to me. No. It moved. It worked. We were at 0.0, then it jumped up to 0.1. Oh. What the heck? What a tease. All right. We'll run one more test here. Where's the Pyroman, by the way? No, seriously, where's the Pyroman? Pyroman. Oh my god, where is it? No, seriously, where is it? It fell underground. Are you this game. All right, screw it. One more test. We're going to put us at 0 XP, and then we're going to put us back at 0.75 XP and see if that potentially fixes it. Screw it. Let's try it. Why not? All right, and now that we've successfully left these maps, all right, we can delete the save data for those two. All right, going back to Game Rules World, we are going to change this to 0 XP. Settings, single player, go. All right, so now that we're at 0 XP, clearly it's not doing anything, which is completely fine. Let's save the game. Just jump back into the settings. Save settings, single player. Come on, please work. Yeah, I've been on the screen for close to a minute now. It stayed at 0.2. Ugh. That is extremely annoying. That's really annoying. Okay. Well, I mean, it's annoying, but it's not like it's the game's fault. It's mine, you know? And that's the big issue when using these kind of mods and stuff like that. And I'm not saying, you know, let me reword that because it is making it sound like that I'm blaming the mod. I'm not blaming the mod. I'm blaming my stupidity along with... That's the issue. I've never had these problems because in the past, Ark Survival Evolved never had mods, so I never really had these kind of issues. And usually if there was an issue with the game, it was a game issue. It wasn't with... what is that down there? Is that a Gigantoraptor? We had a Gigantoraptor that close to us? Oh my lord. All right. Nice looking one too. Wow. Okay. Oh, paleo. That makes sense. Okay. So yeah, that's a bit of a damper. I'm not necessarily worried right now. I'm worried later. Because clearly there's nothing that can go ahead and fix this. Crap. Well, on a happier note, I guess we'll start taming the Styracosaurus. It's a 140 female, of course. I gotta say, colors-wise on it, it looks really cool. I don't know what it is about the Styracosaurus specifically, but they always seem to have this blue kind of theme to them. Regardless of what kind they are or anything, they always have this bluish, purplish thing. Like, to be honest, I would love to see just, like, a red and yellow one. Without any of the... Oh, what level are you? You're level 100. Okay, interesting. I would honestly love to see like different colors in these things without an event on, because of course once you put an event on, then yeah, things get a little crazy, of course. But yeah, I guess we're gonna go ahead and tame this. It's only gonna take about a little less than 50 feeds. We're gonna be here for a while, guys. Oh, crap. Well, we're not taming this 95. Even with taming a 95, I don't think... I feel like with a 95, if I tame you, you're going to be like 137, I think, is going to be your perfect number. 47 levels added. Yeah, I still think... This 145, or this 140 rather, is still going to be better. So, all right, well, my mistake. Whoops. All right, guys, I think this is officially the last feed, and it is ours. And it did end up losing a level. Oh my gosh, that stinks. This whole time it was saying that it was going to get 69 levels, which would have been a perfect tame. Right at the last one, it ends up at 68 levels. All right, let's have a quick look at the stats on this thing, and then I also want to run a quick little whoa. 2,400 in health, which is 35 points. 1,525 stam, which is 51 points in stam. Wow. 800 in weight, which is 30 points, and 297 melee, which is 35 points. That is pretty insane. Now let's pull up the kid, which of course, I don't think the kid's going to have any better stats, but I mean, we might as well look and see. The kid has 1680 in health, 1100 stam, 710 in weight, and 244 melee. So no, the kid is not in any way better than the parent, which is totally fine. But I kind of realized this one that we started taming here by mistake, with its 47 levels, does end up being better than the kid that we just got. And here's the thing. I've kind of let this thing sit for a while. I don't know if because we've waited this long to do the second feed, is that going to ruin the taming percentage or does it not? It doesn't. And I bet literally we can just click, click, click. Not click, click, click crazy, but it'll probably take a few seconds and then it'll say it's hungry again, right? Because it's so low on food. You know what? We got more than enough berries. If it goes this quick, I mean, why not, right? Maybe like 10 seconds and then... Yeah, okay. Because I'll be honest, guys, taming that 140 probably took about 25 to 30 minutes, which honestly really wasn't that bad because, again, you know, I'm distracted with the pup, and then also it's pretty peaceful around here, so I've kind of been able to go back to base, kind of back and forth, you know? But the fact that now we can literally just kind of feed this thing, wait a few seconds, feed this thing, wait a few seconds, we might as well get the level 95 too, and I mean, it might have a better stat. In some department. I highly doubt it's going to have a better stam stat. That stam is really good. Another thing I didn't realize with the Styracosaurus is the weight. 800 weight. That seems kind of crazy, right? Like, compare that to a normal trike. I mean, it's been a while since I've tamed a trike, so I don't necessarily know, but its weight has to be better than that, right? You would think. I mean... The trike, or the Styracosaurus rather, is just a smaller trike. So the trike should have, like, crazy weight on it in comparison. I don't know. I guess in the meantime, too, we can go ahead and see if we can make one of its saddles. I don't know why I said one of its saddles. It only has one type. But let's see here. Now, do you make it inside of the... I'm just going to put ST in. That probably wasn't a good idea. STY? Oops. Y? Okay. Is it in my inventory? It is. Stiggy and Styra. Okay. Let's push everything over just so we can have the saddle done in... I need wood. Okay, that's fine. That's not that bad. We can get that while we're kind of in the process of taming this thing. We'll throw a piece on you. We'll go over here. But yeah, if we can get the saddle all kind of figured out now, that would be great, right? Are you ready for another feed yet? I'll kind of wait here for the next feed, and then we'll run back over. There we go. Perfect. But yeah, this level 95 really shouldn't take that long. You know what? That's probably the strategy to do for now on, is kind of just give it one feed, kind of set it and forget it for a while, and then come back and just... feed it the way that we're doing it now, right? All right, so let's try this again here. So Sty, I want this one, not the Stiggy. And there we go. Cool. Okay. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's just a trike saddle, but that's fine. And there we go. Awesome. And there we go. Styracosaurus is ours. It ended up as 142. So no, not that much different between the kid and this one, but looking over the stats here, we have 1440 in health, which is 19 points, 700 stam, which is 18 points, 740 in weight, which is 24 points, and 265 melee, which is 29 points. And honestly, I don't think any of those stats are better than the females, but we can go ahead and take a look at that. But yeah, pretty much it's just a mini trike. I like how it moves too, the tail wagging and everything. I mean, obviously, 35, 30, 51, 35. No, I don't think you have any better stats, and the kids certainly did not either. So we're just going to go ahead and start breeding these guys here. I just want to make sure too that they are on passive, but I think what I'll do, guys, is I'll bring you back once we have the perfect Styracosaurus, and then we'll take a look at it, and we'll test it out, and we'll see how it looks. And does, I guess. Well, guys, let me introduce you to our brand new Styracosaurus. Guys, I really, really love this thing, just with it being like a mini trike and everything. I love that little tail wiggle thing going on. It's just really cool. It's like just having a mini trike here. And of course, guys, its abilities are pretty cool. Let's check them on out. First thing we're going to do is left trigger. Let's just make sure we're near a rock, though, just so we know that it works as intended. So first of all, left trigger. You do get the trike little run thingy by doing left trigger. Interesting. That's cool. Okay. So you still get that little charge thing that the trike does. So that definitely can help with a little bit of movement speed, right? You have the right trigger, which basically I would assume gets berries. Let's have a quick look. Yes. Okay. So right trigger gets berries. So it is an early game berry gatherer too. And then I assume maybe press A? No? How do I get stone with this thing? I thought it got stone. Uh-oh. Is there like a setting that I need to turn on in order for it to gather stone? I don't see anything. Uh-oh. Okay, so looking at the mod page here, it says that it does have a third attack that will harvest stone. He has a weight reduction of 35% in stone. How do you do the third attack? It's not Y. It's not B. Maybe it's... No. Oh, there we go. Wow. 356 stone? Okay, so... I never know how to explain this, guys, so let me do my best here. So the camera, if you're playing on Xbox, you're moving one of the controllers, basically. I don't know what the word is for it. The little thingamabob. You guys know what I'm talking about. Now, this thingamabob lets you push it in. Yeah, it's not the D-pad. It's the other one. It's the one that basically controls the movement of the character. Basically, the one that turns the camera, all you got to do is push that in. And there you go. There's your third attack. And look how much stone this thing can get. Wow. I mean, even with a 35% weight reduction, here's the thing, guys. This is kind of how I look at it. Once this thing is completely full, you would just go ahead and, well, I mean, let's get rid of the berries first, right? So first of all, oh, I completely forgot to go over the stats. Apologies, guys. We have 2880 in health, which is 35 points, 1525 in stam, which is 51 points, 960 in weight, which is 30 points, and 357 melee, which is 35 points. This is, of course, with a 100% imprint. We do have the backpack mod on here, which this gives me a 65% reduction. So from 32.5, it drops down to 17.5 in my inventory, and then we can literally just keep going with this. Oh my god, this thing is really good. Now, of course, it's not as good as a Doedicurus, of course. Doedicurus, I think, gets a 75% weight reduction, if I'm not mistaken. So the Doedicurus, at the end of the day, is probably the better choice, but this is definitely a really good early game stone gatherer. Obviously, with the passive tame, the saddle unlocks at level 12. It looks like it can be found in level 25 supply drops. So, I mean, it is a really cool tame. It is pretty slow and everything, but if you guys like trikes, you guys will love the Styracosaurus. I am in love with this thing. This thing is so cool. It's just a mini trike, and to be honest, I really do like the trike. It is one of those tames, though, that it's early game and early game only, in my opinion. You're not going to go long traveling or anything with it, unless you want to do a nice little cinematic sequence. The only thing I'm not too much of a fan of with the Styracosaurus is the horns. The only reason why is you kind of see... Oh, wait. Let me put this all back onto you. It's kind of like... I think we're just going to go into photo mode for this just to make it a little bit easier so we can kind of notice this at a closer level. It's just like, yeah, look at... You can see how the purple is kind of inside of the horn. I don't know. I'm not necessarily a fan of that. I mean, it's so little. It's so minute, you know what I mean? It's not that big of a deal, but if I were to go ahead and kind of change the model a little bit, I would go ahead and make the horns a completely separate color region so you can get some crazy colors with that and try to separate those colors a little bit better. If it is going to be that little peachy kind of color for the horn, let it be fully peach and then let it turn into purplish bluish for the rest of it. I think you notice it the most on the front horn here where it's just like, I don't know, I understand it, but at the same time I kind of prefer, yeah, you can kind of see that it's almost like the horn is a little bit more, for lack of a better term, organic, you know, and maybe that's kind of the direction and the reason why they did that. I don't know. Personally, I would have kept it as a separate color region. You can get some crazy, crazy colors if you made the horns like a specific color region or something like that. But nevertheless, guys, this thing is absolutely awesome in my opinion. I love this thing. I really do. We're not going to be traveling long distances with this guy, of course, but, you know, for stone gathering, it's looking really good. But guys, that is going to wrap up this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I'll see you all in the next one.